When we approach the figure of this great saint, this young great saint, Saint Carlo Acutis, who died in the midst of adolescence at the age of 15, we should not only look at his life of prayer, but also at how he dealt with things typical of young people in general, and especially of young people today. I mean fun and sports. How did Saint Carlo Acutis use the media? Why? Because if he had only spent his days praying or studying, he would not have been a completely valid example for young people. Because one also needs to have fun and play sports. How was that? There is a very interesting fact. When he died and the beatification process began, the Archdiocese of Milan decided, with the parents' permission, to check what he had on his personal computer, because they were, of course, investigating whether he could be declared a saint in the future, and they had to see whether he, as a teenager, had accessed pornography. They did not discover a single trace, not a single sign, that Saint Carlo Acutis had ever accessed a pornographic website. His parents insist on this again and again, and so do his friends. He spoke of the extraordinary importance of chastity. He advised his friends against accessing pornography, because, he told them, it will harm you greatly. And he always recalled those words of the Virgin in Fatima to the three visionaries, where she said that many souls are lost because they sin against the sixth commandment. Access to media, yes. Pornography, absolutely not. But of course, there was more than just the use of media. His parents say that from the age of 5, he became interested in sports. Naturally, depending on his age, he practiced different sports. They say he liked soccer. Naturally, he was Italian. Skiing, swimming, karate, tennis, volleyball, and he even practiced athletics. He did this, says especially his mother, who was closest to him, due to his age, with a spirit of effort, sacrifice, and perseverance, but without a competitive or revengeful spirit. For him, sport was a way to train his body, but also a way to be with his friends, to create relationships, to enjoy being with them. It wasn't sport for sport's sake. It was sport to stay fit, to have a healthy body, but also to be with people and help them to create bonds of friendship through sport. And I think in this he is a great example. And another thing his parents say, which I find very interesting, is that besides sports, depending on his age of course, he also really liked PlayStation, GameCube, Xbox or Game Boy. Honestly, I, who am of a completely different age than Carlo Acutis, have never played any of these things, but I have seen and know that many young people do. And he played them. He played PlayStation. He liked it, but with an important detail. He knew how powerful these games could be, how many hours one could spend on them, and how they could take away time from studying, socializing, prayer, because they ended up becoming an addiction that took over you, making you spend hours alone or with others, not necessarily next to you, but at a distance. And that is why his mother recalls that he decided to play one of these games only 1 hour a week and no more. He liked playing. He enjoyed it. He liked it a lot. With one limitation. 1 hour a week I play this, and the rest of my time I dedicate to other things. Among them, of course, reading or sports. Saint Carlo Acutis was and remains a young person who is an example for everyone. He also liked something wonderful, photography. He had been given a camera, a small video camera, and he made little video films, like anyone can do with a video camera. With the camera he mainly photographed things related to religion, Later, with that, he created that wonderful website about Eucharistic miracles, which has done so much good for evangelization. Saint Carlo Acutis thought of God, lived for God. God was the most important thing in his life, but he was a normal boy. That is to say, he liked sports, played modern games, PlayStation. He liked taking photos, made little videos, like someone who makes movies, and he put everything at the service of God and of relationship with others. And above all, and I must insist on this, he always categorically rejected pornography, which is the great problem of adolescents and young people, and perhaps also of those who are not so young today. Thank you, and God bless you.